All three of the Louisiana schools in the Southland Conference, McNeese and Nichols and Southeastern, are expected to battle it out for the top spot. The Cowgirls are favored. Southeastern has certainly a contender, and Nichols is much improved.
A lot of good softball played in the Bayou State.
Here is Chrislyn Moreno, and fouls it back. This will be the final game of the night. LSU coming off a victory over San Diego State. Defensively, the Tigers have Maddox McKee making her first start at third base in the absence of Coffey. Next to her, Taylor Pleasant. Sierra Daniel is at second base, and Raylene Gutierrez is at first. Bergeron catching, Newland, Briggs, and Rudidy in the outfield from left to right. So a new third baseman for the Tigers, as Danica Coffey is injured. We do not know the extent of her injury. We did see her on crutches in a brace on her knee in the dugout just a couple of moments ago.
You see there the head trainer Pam Workman working on Danica Coffey.
That's nub foul.
Would be a big loss for the LSU Tigers, losing their leadoff and a superb third baseman.
And we don't want to jump to any premature conclusions medically. She went down screaming in pain after she made contact with the catcher fielding a popped-up bunt. Her leg buckled. She was able to leave the field with assistance, but obviously in a great deal of discomfort. But Yvette, sometimes the smallest things can turn big, and sometimes what appears to be horrible isn't so bad after all.
Yeah,
we'll just have to wait for the evaluation.
Wait and see.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Moreno.
So everybody out there, you know as much as we do. My phone's already blowing up wanting to know what exactly has happened to her. We don't know.
Such is the impact that Coffey has on the LSU team. And speaking of great leadoff people, how about Moreno hitting .421 at the top of the order? And she's driven in 11.
Well,
so this is not a prototypical leadoff hitter. She can blast the ball.
You gotta love that.
6 doubles already with 1 home run. 16 base hits. She and Pancho lead the team with those 16 hits. Lynch, the transfer right-hander, delivers it. It's popped straight back out of play. Another souvenir.
We talked about Lynch's ERA kind of elevated. The Clearwater tournament in Florida, ball was a little lighter, flying out of the ballpark, so those numbers were inflated.
Kelly Lynch rocks and fires and misses. That's not the way you want to start a game.
Now Pancho is coming up to bat, and she is a former high school teammate of a couple of Tigers. Saw that graphic there where McNeese forced an if game. Kelly Lynch was on the mound for Washington.
McNeese won that game 1-0 to force the regional final.
McNeese was within outs of making it to Super Regionals last year.
So Kelly Lynch, in 2 uniforms, has faced the Cowgirls. Pancho hitting a whopping .364. You know, under James Landreneau, Yvette, McNeese has been a very gritty, scrappy, never-say-die team. It's fundamentally sound, even though it did commit 4 errors in the earlier game today, a shutout loss. And he expressed some concern to me before the game about his defense, but he likes this team. He says it's young but talented and really scrappy.
That was a great pitch there. Changeup kind of froze Pancho. Pancho was high school teammates with Bergeron, who just caught that ball, and Abigail Savoie. Notre Dame High School in Rain, Louisiana.
Here's Alexis Dibley hitting .385. There's no shortage of very good hitters in the lineup. Moreno at .421, Pancho at .364, Dibley at .385, Mundine at .326 in the cleanup position, Phillips at .341, Bouvier at .366. The first 2/3 of that lineup pretty darn powerful.
Well, it's a program that knows how to win. They set a school record last year with 23 shutouts, 13 in conference, and they led the nation in double plays.
The 1-1 comes in high and fouled off the handle. Dibley is a freshman from Moss Bluff, Louisiana, which is
Right over the bridge?
essentially part of Lake Charles. Yep.
Right over the bridge?
Mm-hmm.
Down the road?
Sabine River.
The Pistol Bridge that should be condemned 50 years ago.
The runner is on the move. Neese loves to run. And Moreno easily beats the throw. Cowgirls are very active on the base paths. Moreno is now 6 for 6.
She just flat stole that base.
Every member of this lineup for the Cowgirls has a stolen base or more. Let me do some quick math. 11, 12, 13, 15, 18, 23, 29, 33 stolen bases represented in the lineup tonight for the Cowgirls.
League high 9 Southland Conference tournament titles, and they have three-peated twice. With Lynch,
swing and a miss. Lynch induces the second straight strikeout.
And we haven't seen Lynch much, but so far this is the best she's looked. Look at that good-looking changeup that just drops off the table. And Beth Torina has high hopes for Lynch in this lineup.
Here's Samantha Mundine. First pitch swinging from the left side. That previous off-speed pitch looked like a sinkhole opened up and the ball just dropped through it. Mundine is having a very good rookie year. 13 driven in. She has not connected for a home run as the cleanup batter. The Cowgirls and the Tigers. Teams about 2 hours apart.
Skin on Interstate 10 and go west.
And the pitch. High and tight.
Or I guess if you're living in California and watching this, get on the 10.
They do have a different terminology, don't they?
They never say interstate. Just say the 10, the 5.
A liner to right field
go.
is down for a base hit. Moreno rounds third. Here's the throw. It's late. And the Cowgirls have scored in the first inning. A 2-out single by Mundine. And this freshman drives in the first run of the game. And that stolen base set it all up, putting Moreno in scoring position.
She will drive this ball to right field, and we talked about Rudaday's arm, but as you said, they can all run also.
Well, that leadoff walk
comes back to
as
haunt.
so often happens, results in a run. And it was a clutch 2-out single by Mundine, which punched her teammate home from second base.
These two teams have a common opponent, Boise State. Both beat Boise State.
Emily Phillips hitting a solid .341, a couple of homers. That ball is in the dirt and smothered by Bergeron.
Good job by Bergeron to be nimble behind the dish.
If you missed the LSU men's basketball score earlier today in Nashville, the Tigers defeated Vanderbilt 75-61. This is popped up. Pleasance is calling for it. And the veteran shortstop will take it, but a run comes home. Maddox McKee gets the start, her first at third base. Macy Bergeron is catching, and Sierra Daniel is at second base. Here is Ryan Schexnayder, the sophomore from Walker, Louisiana. And this lefty will go up against a mostly left-handed swinging lineup for the Tigers.
Best pitch curve, rise and change.
And
Variation at 60 miles an hour is the hardest pitch. 48 is the change of speed.
And she opened with the breaking ball on Sierra Briggs for a strike. So Briggs is leading off in the absence of the injured Danica Coffey out of Yorba Linda, California. And this is the first time in 133 games that Coffey has not been in the starting lineup. In fact, Coffey and Briggs have batted 1-2 in the lineup for 128 straight games, all the way back to February 13th of 2022.
What a string.
So indeed, an historic night of sorts, with Coffey not able to go following a collision at the plate defensively with her own catcher on a bunt that was popped up. Coffey made a running catch, and then the two collided.
Dramatic change in speed from what the Tigers just saw. Getting a steady dose of changeups here from the lefty.
And Briggs draws a base on balls on the 3-2 pitch. So both teams have opened with a walk, and the Cowgirls made theirs come across and score. Let's take a look at the defense. Bouvier and Pancho on the corners. Reyna and Torres are the middle infielders. Dibley, Dunham, and Mundine are the outfielders from left to right. Schexnayder pitching, Phillips catching. Allie Newland, first pitch swinging. There's an out at second and no relay. The shortstop, Reyna, had to put it in her pocket. Newland comes up and rolls into a fielder's choice on the first pitch she sees.
And you just waited for a double play to be turned. Talked about Neese setting a school record with 23. Take that back. They led the nation in double plays. It would be incredible if there was 23 double plays.
That's popped up off the bat of Taylor Pleasance and taken by the third baseman Bouvier right at the bag.
Pleasance is now what, 0 for 4 in the 2 games so far?
I'll check it, and I think you're correct. But that's early swinging in the count after the walk to Briggs.
Needs to see some pitches.
And another first pitch swing, lifted in the air. And Gutierrez pops up to the shortstop, and after the walk to Briggs, it didn't take long for the Cavs on the team. 4 first-teamers, Reyna Gomez, Ardoin, and Vallejo. And then 4 on the second team, Moreno, Torres, Bouvier, and Sanders. A league-high 8 selections.
James Landreneau recruiting at a high pace.
Indeed, and it's Bouvier at the plate. Kelly Lynch delivers. That's upstairs. Bouvier swings through it. It was a walk to Moreno, a stolen base. Lynch struck out Pancho and Dibley, but then Mundine delivered an RBI single to right field.
A couple of seasons ago, the Cowgirls had to live through a couple of nightmares. 2 back-to-back hurricanes just almost destroyed Lake Charles, Louisiana. They didn't practice in the fall. They didn't have, both baseball and softball didn't have facilities. It was kind of unbelievable. Got a really nice facility now, though.
This young lady does not wear batting gloves. which is a bit rare. Riley Bouvier.
All right, did he give her time? Yes, and the clock will reset. Lynch backed off the rubber, asked for time, clock resets. Talking about the 20-second pitch clock.
That's steered wide. She tried to get that ball to work over the outside edge.
Talk about no emotion in the circle. That would be Kelly Lynch. I'm told she has the driest sense of humor on the team. That one's just a bit high.
I like the teal colored laces on that glove though.
Yeah, they get to design their own gloves.
The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That ball got there sneakily along the knees.
And the location, dynamite. Just steers that ball, screwball out there.
Strikeout number 3 for Lynch.
I asked her if she wanted to play pro ball or continue, and she said, nope, she wants to see the world. She's been, she's a Georgia girl, went to school in Washington, now she's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I think she wants to travel. And what's her major, Lynn?
Sports management. That's one that's more and more popular these days,
Absolutely.
isn't it? The 0-1 pitch.
We've come a long way, baby. From not letting us play to, I remember in college, I begged to get into a coaching class. They didn't have any for women. I had to beg to get into the men's class.
You're right. You've come a long way, baby. And a little ways to go in some areas, too.
Yeah.
That's high and away.
But look at these beautiful facilities these women get to play in. I got to, of course, I'm partial to this one. I think this one's one of the prettiest ones. But I got to watch University of Oklahoma this morning, and that's a nice facility, too. I think it seats over 4,500, and there wasn't a seat to be had.
Three balls, 2 strikes. The only walk that Lynch has surrendered was costly in the first inning. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. There's that spin ball upstairs, Yvette, that you talked about earlier.
Cowgirls having a hard time diagnosing that this ball is not a strike. And it's starting in a good zone, though, and so they're making a decision early, and it's just climbing the ladder.
Here's Delaney Dunham.
It's got true backspin, rise spin.
That got a piece of the outside plate. Dunham, a sophomore from Texas.
Beth Serena says she is one of the best rise balls that she's coached, and that's saying something. Did she go? No.
Nope.
Good call.
Mundine had an RBI single with 2 outs in the first. That's the only run early in this game.
There's
a little looper, and Pleasance uses that 6-foot-plus frame, backpedals, reaches as high as she can, and snares it. It looked like it was going to drop in the outfield. Well, she's been there 2 years now. 2022 was a good year. 2023 was absolutely off the chart. One of the best pitching numbers as a staff, a 1.84 ERA with 264 strikeouts as opposed to 230 the year before and 114 walks. By the way, that was 11th in Division I, that earned run average. Only 10 teams in the country had a better ERA than the Cowgirls last year with Sunseri at the helm.
The great two-way player for the Tigers. Doing a great job in Lake Charles. Of course, she is a Texas native, so she's kind of closed the gap a little bit towards home.
Allow me a little play on words. The sun Sari is shining brightly for the Cowgirls. That's a stretch, but you got to work with what you have, right?
It's another Lynism. Not as good as, you know, jumping on it like a cheetah, a rat on a Cheeto.
No, not even close.
Not
no.
like, you know,
Let's
the sky is the color of.
Well, an inkwell right now. There's
Inkwell.
a shot up the middle. Rudity blasts one on one hop out to the center fielder. So the Tigers get an opening base hit.
Tigers doing some adjusting. The ball's coming in a lot slower than what they've been seeing.
That's the first hit off Ryan Scheck-Snyder. And it brings on Kelly Lynch.
That's a good Louisiana name, Scheck-Snyder. Nibbling at those corners.
And taking a bite out of it for a strike.
Lynch can help herself out here.
Noonan, Georgia is her hometown. Just outside of Atlanta. Let's go back and look at the game-winning base hit earlier today, which produced a couple of runs, and the Tigers needed that late. That broke open a 1-1 ball game in the 6th inning.
Had kind of been in a little bit of a funk, but came up with a big hit there and gets the start in this game.
And the shortstop, Reyna, hustles over and makes the play in foul ground.
Neese will play good defense.
Reyna moves like a water bug at shortstop.
They are surrounded by water in Lake Charles. Lake Chuck.
And you gotta love the play on words with the state championship high school basketball tournaments in Lake Charles. The playoff of March Madness. They call it Marsh Madness. It's great.
And I got to talk about the Pistol Bridge. There's a bridge over I-10 in Lake Charles that should be condemned, but on the side railings, if you're ever on I-10 going west, are pistols.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
It's pretty cool.
The old pirate type pistols.
Mm-hmm. Not real pistols.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to McKee.
Nobody get out of your car and go try to get the pistols off the bridge.
Well, I don't think Lake Charles has much on Baton Rouge when it comes to old bridges. I mean, the new bridge here is what, 55, 56 years old?
No, but that bridge has tried to be condemned, so there's a base hit.
McKee collects her second hit of this, her rookie season. And her first double.
And look at how big her eyes are. She's so excited.
Well, she's getting her chance at third base as the starter, and watch this sweet swing. She just lays the fat part of the bat between the stitches on the softball and drives it nearly to the warning track. Rudity moves to third, and this brings on Bergeron.
Potato, you say Bergeron, I say Bergeron, because I'm the real Cajun girl.
And I'm going to defer to you.
Well, I mean, that's the way we would say it in Broussard. And she's about 20 miles from there. You know what? She might say Bergeron, but I bet you her grandma and grandpa say Bergeron.
I like the way you say it. The 2-0 pitch. She can afford to be selective. It has turned into a very nice night for softball. Temperature was up in the mid-70s today. I think we're going to be okay tomorrow. There's a little greater chance of rain, but not a lot.
Well, we have been so lucky. Here we got a sacrifice squeeze.
Now we'll do it at 2-2. 1 out. A base hit by Rudity, a double by McKee. And the pitch. Smashed deep to center field. Way back, caught on the track. The runner tags from third. Bergeron gave it a ride, but could not get it out of the ballpark, but it was plenty deep enough to tie the game. The sacrifice fly allows Rudity to score easily from third.
She hit it almost in the deepest part of the park on the warning track.
Bergeron comes through with a sacrifice fly. We are tied at 1. And that pitch is downstairs to Sierra Daniel. Two freshmen in the lineup tonight, Yvette. Daniel is at second base. And, of course, McKee, playing for Coffey at third, also is a freshman.
Here's another hit.
Daniel blasts it to left, but it easily gets to the left fielder Dibley, and that does not allow McKee to round third and score.
All these young slappers. Look at this. Nothing cheap about those base hits.
So we go back to Briggs.
And we got some action in the Cowgirl bullpen.
Two right-handers are identified coming in from the bullpen, but Shaylin Sanders, already 9 appearances on a 4-2 record and a 2.5 ERA and 44+ innings, only 10 walks, 36 strikeouts.
Screw, curve, rise. She's going to throw an off speed, a drop, and a change. So her speed differentials will be 63 for her hardest pitch. She can maneuver some of those pitches in the 60-mile-an-hour range, taking something off of it, and her changeup is at 50 miles an hour.
The runner on first is coming to the plate. Here comes the slide at the plate.
Is Blue going to make a call?
Safe at the plate, I think.
What's going on?
We don't even have a call at the plate.
Why is he?
I'm not sure what's about to occur here. We never got a call at the plate, and the plate umpire just started walking toward third base on the infield while the other play was still going on at third.
Is it another time by? Oh, he got knocked in the mask by the catcher's arm, and then he just walked out onto the field of play. Never made a call here. What is going on?
He's calling time out there, but you never got a safe or out call at the plate. And I am still perplexed over this.
It wasn't a timing violation, right? He didn't call that, did he? Did he call timeout because he got knocked in the face on the backswing of the catcher?
If he did, it's another first, because I have never seen that. That's what the other two umpires are there for, and they have protocol to take care of calls on the infield.
I love the look on the two coaches' faces, like Wait, what?
If that's the case, I have never seen anything like that. Lyndon Baptiste is the plate umpire. Chris Lyles is working first, and Laura King
Like we're doing
is
a
at
redo.
third.
Like we're doing a redo, I
Okay,
think.
now here's where I have a real problem. Let's see if we have an
ruling
announcement.
of interference being protested. We will look at it in the rule book.
Interference?
No, I didn't understand what he said.
I think he said interference. Interference on who?
They're going to go to the replay. Oh, they're checking the rule book.
Interference is on the offensive team. Obstruction is on defense. And so what did we see?
If you interfere, you're right. It is an offensive penalty because you are interfering with the defense
With the
to make a
play.
play. If you're on defense, you might obstruct the runner. But I'm not quite sure what he said or what he's looking for.
He's pointing to something that must be in the fine print.
Well, here's what I hope.
Here we go. He might tell us.
I hope we use the technology available and get a public explanation from the umpire.
Let's see.
And then all the questions are answered.
Okay, let's see what he's going to say. He's also the blue that called the timing.
Which was a
Strike
good call,
three.
by the way.
Strike
We
three.
reviewed the tape,
But it
and it was absolutely a proper call.
takes some guts to make that call.
It does. But he was correct.
It's the only call you made the whole day on that rule.
Well, it's the only time they went to 7 seconds before
Okay,
the
maybe.
batter got bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we clearly saw it on tape replay. But I'm not sure what they are questioning here.
I don't think anyone knows. Here we go.
Okay, we need an explanation publicly, which will be a service to the fans.
Okay, well, the coach is. James is okay. I'm not so sure about Beth. Yeah, because that was a run for the Tigers. She just walks away laughing.
Okay, I've got no problem with any of this.
Wait. What did she just say? What did he say?
I've got no problem with any of this, with the exception of let's have a public announcement. That's what you've got the PA system for and the technology. That's not a happy smile on her face.
It's like you just cost me a run.
Let's look at the play again. Everything's routine.
Is it interference with his mask? Look, that's when he comes up. Never makes a call. It's like he stopped the play in his head when his mask was messed with.
The catcher on the backswing to throw put an elbow into his mask inadvertently.
Which would mean he's too close to the catcher.
Well,
if you have catcher interference, what the heck?
Come on, give us an explanation.
My daddy would say, what the Sam Houston is going on out here?
Well, again, it's confusing. I get it.
We don't know. We've never seen this
The
before.
explanation is taking a long time to get the coaches satisfied and everybody else. But we can clear up this indecision and our ignorance, meaning collectively the fans and everybody in the press box. I am making a public announcement.
I don't think he cares about us. He's trying to figure out how to explain to the two coaches what happened. Hold on, he said. Let's see. He's going to let her warm up a few pitches. 7 minutes of, as we would say in Cajun country, cascara. Confusion.
What we've just seen, we still do not understand, but all of the questions that are in the stands, like what really happened, could be solved by the umpire if he would use the public address system and make the announcement.
Okay, is that where the runners were when all of this happened?
So everybody
Randy?
has returned. It's as if nothing ever
Okay.
happened. So we're going back to where we were before the play.
So we took a run off the board right now.
Yeah, it's a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch.
It's first and third the exact. This is funny.
And I know I'm belaboring the point a bit, but this is a disservice to everybody in the ballpark because nobody knows what's going on except the umpire. Initially, he said we're going to go to the rule book. Well, then, okay. The following thing must happen. He tells the people in the stands through the public address system that they have, use the technology to erase all questions. It's that simple.
He's got his own game going on.
Well, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. 1-2 pitch, slapped the other way. Good throw from third, Bouvier over to Pancho, and that retires the side.
But that
A senior from Pflugerville, Texas. That's a strike on the outside corner.
was a 7-minute delay. Gave our viewers time to run to the bathroom. And
what it didn't do was answer any questions.
I was thinking the same thing.
Torres slices that one foul. 1 run, 1 hit for the Cowgirls. 1 run, 3 hits for the Tigers. Lynch misses badly, and that levels the count at 2. We've had a whole lot of SEC games going on across the country today and tonight. We'll get you caught up as soon as we can. Newland comes charging toward the infield and makes the play.
So good defensively.
She really is.
I mean, she's got that extra burst of speed. She makes up some ground.
Missouri was a winner over Wichita State 13-3. Mississippi State 13, Alcorn 2. That's a final. Michigan defeated Florida easily 10-2.
Jeez.
Kentucky over Minnesota 8-0. South Alabama shut out Alabama. So the team from
There's a big
Mobile.
one. There's a big win.
That's a 2-0 victory for South Alabama's Jaguars. Mississippi State also beat Troy 5-2. And Charlotte upset Kentucky in the second game involving Kentucky today. A 4-3 final, Charlotte over the Wildcats.
And LSU is the only SEC team left unbeaten.
South Carolina blanked Bethune-Cookman 4-0. Tennessee shut out Stetson 8-0. Auburn 1, Northwestern 0. That's a final. South Dakota State upset Arkansas 7-3, the final. Ole Miss 10-0 over Kent State. California 7, Georgia 2. That's a final. Alabama 1-0 over Arizona in the nightcap. Missouri 10, Nebraska 6. Tennessee 9-1 over Brown. Auburn got another victory over South Carolina Upstate 10-4. Georgia and Stanford were canceled. And we are awaiting scores from DePaul and Texas A&M and Southeastern Louisiana and Ole Miss. You're up to date with a whole lot of SEC games today, 22 of them in fact.
Lynch just pulled a string on that changeup. That ball just, watch this, it just disappears.
And Yvette, we've just received a Southeastern Ole Miss score. Guess what? The Lions beat Ole Miss in 8 innings.
Ole Miss. Say it correctly.
Was that 9-4? So they must have scored a bunch in the 8th. Ole Miss right now is the only unranked team in the SEC, and LSU is the only unbeaten team in the SEC, courtesy of a loss by Alabama today.
So sure enough, Lynn, when we get time, someone out there just text me what the umpire was looking at in the rule book.
Good question.
Well, I'm about to read it to you if we have time here. Let's see.
Let's wait till we get past this inning. Pleasance picks it up at short, shows the strong arm again, and a 1-2-3 frame as Pancho goes down 6-3. One apiece with the bottom of the third coming up. And
well, I think it has something to do with exactly what we said. The catcher.
So plate umpire interference with
kinda,
the throw?
Yes.
Okay.
But there really wasn't any ill effect. I mean, they still made the throw. But
right.
Anyway, it's done.
My mind is still spinning like a gyroscope, though.
The beauty of cell phones and people out there, you just...
Got to put a pretty thick filter on it sometimes, though. Allie Newland with a count of 1-1 The Tigers and the Cowgirls locked up at one apiece in the bottom of the third.
In the words of Lynn Rollins, there's the 9:10 train right on time.
I don't see it yet. I heard
can hear it.
I heard it.
I love that sound. Train
Me too.
sound. Ooh!
That clears the wall in right field. A line drive by Allie Newland. Her third home run of the season, make it her fourth. And you can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye.
We can start talking about Allie Newland. Oh my gosh, has she been so good for the Tigers in the last 2 or 3 weeks. The leading hitter in SEC competition last year. This girl has been overlooked.
That was a stream of milk out over the right field wall.
She is a player.
And so Newland's long ball gives the Tigers a 2-1 lead. And here is Pleasance. Ball one.
getting her high fives from everybody in the dugout, including strength coach Mel.
Pleasance hits one deep the other way, but it will stay in the ballpark, and Alexis Dibley makes the catch. Pleasance is 0 for 5 today in the two games.
It's pitch selection.
Yeah, she's been swinging early in the count on a couple of occasions. She's hit the ball hard a few times right at people. Sometimes that's the way it goes.
Yep. She'll come out of it. She's too good not to.
Here's Gutierrez, who popped up to the shortstop last time.
Allie Newman, whose mom played softball, whose dad taught her to go out on every attempt, every play like it's your last time. If you're not a fan of her yet, I don't know what you're watching.
That's a little off the plate. A good eye by Gutierrez.
That didn't miss by much, and
No, it did not.
And it was a good-looking pitch, but
that pitch ruled a little bit low apparently, but it looked like certainly borderline, if not a strike.
I'd have to keep telling her to throw it there.
Here's Rudity, who had a base hit in the second inning. And that's outside.
Small adjustments to bring that ball in a little bit. Look at that bat. Looks like it could be in Mardi Gras. Got all the colors there.
Yvette, I ask you, how long is it going to be until we see commercial advertising on a bat? How long is it going to take for that to happen?
Tomorrow?
Could be. I mean, that's the ultimate NIL.
Gosh, okay, he gave her that pitch. I mean, she is missing by inches. Coming back to that postage stamp strike zone.
Rudity waiting. Hits it sharply. There's an out at second.
That's what they do.
And an out at first. Neese, one of the best in the country last year and turning double plays, gets a quick 4-6-3 double play. But Allie Newland drives one where nobody can catch it. And on that swing, LSU has a 2-1 lead in the Southland Conference.
1, 2, 3, 4 Louisiana teams.
Dibley swings on the first pitch from Kelly Lynch and lifts it into the air softly. It's grabbed by Sierra Daniel. Lynch has struck out 5. She's walked 1. That was the opening batter in the game, and it was costly as she came around to score. Moreno did on a 2-out RBI single by Munday. LSU baseball is underway against the Ragin' Cajuns, and the Tigers have a 4-0 lead in the 6th inning in Houston. Gage Jump was the starter for LSU, and he went 5 innings and allowed 1 hit. So an outstanding performance by Gage Jump. And LSU is leading in the 6th inning against UL 4-0. Last night, LSU got a couple of home runs, one from Jones, one from White, and beat Texas 6-3. Mundine rolls out to the freshman second baseman Daniel. And now Lynch appears to be getting in a groove a bit.
Well, she's pitched well.
Since that RBI single in the first, there have been 9 straight batters retired, and nobody has reached base over that span.
Gosh, her facial expression, the way she looks. You remember Julie Weiss?
Yes.
Played third base for us, for the Tigers, for us. I was the coach. She looks just like her.
Briggs handles the fly ball. It didn't take long for LSU to get back to the dugout. The best start in LSU history has been a 25-0 start. What was that, 2015?
It's one of those World Series years.
Yeah, that's been confirmed. It was 2015 that LSU started with 25 consecutive victories. That's half the season virtually.
You're right. The limit is 56 games. Of course, you go over that with championship play. And 56 is 56. You used to count if you played 2 games in a day or 3 games in a day. It used to be just 1.
Lynch pops it up, and Bouvier, the third baseman, crosses over near her dugout to make the play.
So I think Florida one year won 70. They'll probably hold that record forever because you can't play that many anymore.
I think you could actually reach 70
If you won everything, yeah.
when you count the SEC tournament, and then if everything in postseason went to the farthest extension, I think you could get to 70.
I said 70, but I think it's a number that you can't reach.
Right. Under the current counting system.
Correct.
Which makes more sense. I mean, a game is a game,
56 is 56,
Yeah.
right.
Maddox McKee doubled in the 2nd inning and lifts this one into right center field. Mundine gives way to the center fielder Dunham for the out. Here's Macy Bergeron, who had a sacrifice fly to tie the game in the 2nd inning. She chops it to the right side. Nice play by the second baseman, who came hard and made the pickup on the short hop. Well done by Mariana Torres. And a 3-up of the year. That came to start the 3rd inning. Riley Bouvier from Santa Fe, Texas. She's a junior infielder. And she's the first batter to go up against Kelly Lynch. This will be pitch number 65 for Lynch. And that was the 39th strike. Bouvier struck out in the 2nd inning. There has not been a base runner since 2 outs in the first when Mundine smacked that RBI single. 10 in a row retired by Kelly Lynch.
She's been good. Settle down. We haven't seen her in a while.
This is her 3rd appearance.
Projected to be heavily used by the Tigers behind Sydney Berzon.
Another chance for Allie Newland. Out number 1.
Can of corn. You gotta love Allie Newland. She's cheering for herself. She's got their own little cheering squad out there in left field.
Oh, yeah, those outfielders can
Oh,
cultivate
yeah.
some friends over the course of a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, and she clapped for them. They clapped for her.
And you know how you can gain instant popularity? Take a ball out and throw it to a kid.
Then watch a fight break out.
Well, you got to be selective. You either give it to the biggest kid or the smallest.
I'm going for the smallest every
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah. We've got a one-run game. Lynch working to Reyna. 2-0. Lynch was efficient last inning. She threw only 6 pitches.
It's a great looking screwball.
Yep, that got a piece of the inside corner, got in under the hands. Not a whole lot you can do with that pitch.
Just so nonchalant about everything.
And the delivery. That's outside.
Trying to paint both corners. And she, did you see that? She kind of stared the umpire down a little bit.
I thought it was wide. Lynch does not want to throw that one again. That was right down the middle. And those are the types of pitches that can do some damage.
She's at 72 pitches now.
There is Max McKee leaving her feet and making a play at third base.
Everybody's smiling at the freshman, including herself.
Maddox McKee leaps, reaches across her body, goes to the top of the ladder, and makes the play.
Said, I'm having fun.
She is at third base in the absence of Danica Coffey for the first time in nearly 130 games. And that ground ball is hit right to Gutierrez. And she makes the unassisted put out. A 1-2-3 in it. And LSU 3-5. Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri 8-11 and 13. You see 14, 15 and 16. On and on and on and on and on and on we go.
And then wait till Oklahoma and Texas come in next year. Payah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how that schedule works out. I want more conference games, but it's not going to happen.
Coaches want to keep their jobs.
I thought the whole purpose of joining a league was to play the competition in that
Well,
league.
how come football doesn't play more conference games?
Percentage they play as many, but yeah, I agree. I think there ought to be more conference games in football.
They'll kill each other.
The fans want to see the best teams.
I agree. The grind, though.
You want to see a 50-point blowout in
No.
football, or do you want to see a good competitive game?
You're right. I don't even come to those games.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Right down the middle.
But again, I say it as a coach. They want to keep their jobs.
Well, you know, you can schedule about 20 wins if you want
yeah.
to. And it just,
And
you know,
the
what's the
bowl
purpose?
games are such a joke now.
Well, no disagreement.
I'm talking about football.
No disagreement there, but in baseball and softball, you can schedule
Yes.
15 or 20 wins if you want to. What's the purpose of that?
Well,
Does it make your team better?
you're finding out some answers before it comes to the real deal, conference play.
I'm just thinking game 1 and 56 ought to both be the real deal. Let's see what happens here on the 3-2. Nice play by the second baseman. Sierra Daniel is retired by Torres. Yvette, would you agree that in the absence of Briggs next year and in the absence of Coffey at the top of the order, we might see Sierra Daniel as the leadoff hitter?
Well, we haven't seen all of the players with some good-looking freshmen that we haven't seen that's still on the bench, but that's certainly an option.
I mean, from what we've seen.
What we've seen. McKee looks awfully good right now. We have a small sample size, which is why you don't have as many conference games. You need a bigger sample size.
Softball plays 24, right?
Conference games? I don't know.
We'll double check that.
It's been a while.
I'll just count them up. LSU in league play will play Arkansas, that's 3. Tennessee, that's 6. Auburn, that's 9. Florida, that's 12. Texas A&M, that's 15. Missouri, that's 18. Ole Miss, that's 21. And Kentucky, that's 24. So 24 conference games and 32 non-conference games. Baseball plays 30 conference games and will remain 30 from what I'm hearing next year. She chased it, did Briggs. That doesn't happen a lot.
No, it doesn't. Sometimes that ball up in the slapper's eyes are too good to look at. She got her money swinging, though. Almost knocked her helmet off.
Sanders has done a pretty nice job in relief. She came on and retired Briggs with 2 outs in the second inning. And since then has only allowed the 1 home run by Allie Newland. It's been the only hit she's allowed, I bet.
Impressive. Ooh.
That changeup floats in there for a strike. Sometimes they just come to the plate on butterfly wings, don't they? 1 run, 1 hit for McNeese. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Tigers.
Look at this swing.
That was the 3rd inning leadoff home run by Newland, her 4th of the season, and the go-ahead run right now for the Tigers.
And look, small of stature, one of the smallest people in that huddle.
But she can generate some torque with that bat.
She does, from the ground up. It's her little routine. She pulls on that helmet, adjusts her wristband. Yep, her gloves. I mean wristband or gloves.
Ball
Good
4. That's a good at bat. I think, let me double check. That's only the 2nd walk of the game from the McNeese pitchers. The first one was to Briggs leading off the game.
Shelby Sunseri's pitcher's doing a good job out there.
Actually, there have been 3 bases on balls. 1 to Briggs, 1 to Gutierrez, and that one to Newland.
Pleasance is getting a steady diet of that outside pitch.
Looking for her first base hit in the doubleheader today. And this might be it. Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Stayed on that pitch long.
So that one is wrapped to the backhand side of the shortstop. Reyna unable to make the play.
How she stays on that pitch. I say it over and over again, the Tigers do such a good job of oppo hitting. Don't try to pull things.
2 outs, 2 on. Gutierrez at the plate. She has popped up and walked.
And here comes Shelby Sinceri out of the dugout to talk to her pitcher.
And how many times in the course of her career has she been in that same circle?
Especially on this field.
Newland and Pleasance aboard with 2 outs. Gutierrez waits. Ball 1.
Tight game, 2-1. Tigers with 5 hit, Neese with 1.
That's high, ball 2. Rudity is on deck, 2 outs, 2 on. LSU seeking some insurance here, leading by only 1. Now it's 3-0. And an update from Houston. The Ragin' Cajuns have come back and they've scored 3 runs. It's in the 6th inning now. LSU is holding on to a 1-run lead. 4-3 in the 6th. LSU over the Ragin' Cajuns in Houston.
Always a good battle between the Cajuns and the Tigers. Doesn't matter where it is.
Isn't that the truth?
I think the Cajuns beat the Tigers twice last year.
That's a strike. Gutierrez turned away from it. Gutierrez draws the walk on the 3-2 pitch. And the bases are loaded with Newland, Pleasance, and Gutierrez occupying the bases from 3rd to 1st. Here's Rudity. A single and a 4-6-3 double play.
It's a big at-bat here.
It is.
Could change the complexion of this game either way.
Ball 1.
Neese can keep it to 1. Tigers can give some breathing room.
Sanders is not missing by much. There's some borderline pitches that have not gone her way. And a good eye at the plate by LSU. That's a strike. One run, 1 hit for the Cowgirls. 2 runs, 5 hits for LSU. LSU is scheduled to play twice tomorrow. The first game, 3 o'clock-ish.
Is it with Neese?
I'm checking.
Let's see the.
This ball is driven deep to left field, but it's going to come down in the glove of Alexis Dibley. And Dibley is there to grab it, leaving the bases loaded. We move on. It's still is coming to the plate. She's pinch hitting.
Who is she hitting for?
She's hitting for Torres. Munoz is a sophomore from San Antonio. Kelly Lynch has retired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in a row since the RBI single in the first inning by Mundine. And this should be number 14. Rudity is under it, and she's got it. By the way, to answer the scheduling question tomorrow, it'll be Neese at 3 o'clock and Louisiana Tech at 5:30-ish. So it'll be the Cowgirls again against the Tigers, and then Louisiana Tech against LSU for the first time in the tournament.
Tigers have followed that pattern the whole time. They follow up with the same opponent the next day.
When the weather cooperates, you can get a whole lot of softball into 2 or 3 games, 2 or 3 days.
And we've been lucky.
We have.
Lucky.
Yes, we have.
We thought maybe this one was going to be a nightmare with delays and everything, but rain, go away.
It has not affected play this weekend. Not expected to tomorrow. That changeup was yanked outside.
Love the fact that the Tiger pitching staff works quick. They don't get close to the pitch clock violation.
Here's Moreno, and she looks at it high. You don't want to give a gift to the Cowgirls. Every time McNeese comes to the plate, it represents the tying run. You get a runner on, you got the winning run at the plate, the tying run on base. There's no room for error. But now the count is 3-2.
That's why that last out in the last inning was monumental. Keeps the Cowgirls in the game. Puts a little bit more pressure on the Tigers.
LSU left the bases loaded. This is popped up. McKee in foul ground makes the play. You know, you mentioned earlier it still is a small sample size, especially for McKee at third base. But when you take the freshman Daniel at second, and she's been really good the last 7 or 8 games, really good. And then you take McKee tonight, who has looked big enough for the part, replacing a superstar in Danica Coffey because of the injury. These 2 freshmen look like they belong.
Absolutely, and I told you there was names given to me to pay attention to, the freshmen that could make an impact, and they were some. And here walks up the birthday girl.
9 fly ball outs, 3 ground outs from Kelly Lynch.
Poncho's birthday is today, and she grounds out.
So she's 0 for 3 on her birthday to this point. It's another perfect inning for Kelly Lynch. The beat goes on from the LSU circle. 2-1, Tigers lead. Bottom of the 6th, straight ahead. LSU leading McNeese by a single run. And here's the lady of the hour in the circle, Kelly Lynch. She's 0 for 2 at the plate. Four driven in this year. 2 of them last night. And the Tigers needed those 2 to win. The 0-1.
Ooh.
Right down Nicholson Drive.
Snuck that one in there. Right back from where it came.
Yep, a liner right over second base. Lynch with her first base hit. And we may see a pinch runner for her.
I would think we would.
That pitch was right down the middle, belt high, and Lynch knew what to do with it. And it looks like we will have Maya Townsend running for Lynch.
I think she's supposed to be the second fastest. And these helmets, they're so cool. They got their names on the back of the helmets.
I like them. I like that stripe on top, too.
You do live in Alabama.
The pitch is high to Maddox McKee. She has doubled. She has flied to center, and she's made some nice plays at third base.
She has. Grandma and Grandpa are going to be happy.
They are here.
A snap back throw.
So nobody out, a runner at first. Options for the Tigers on the base paths. Bergeron is scheduled to hit next. That's fought off foul, out of play.
Her dad played minor league ball for the Stros. She was a two-time All-American in high school. She was named the All-Greater Houston Offensive Player of the Year. That's a nice award.
Yes, it is.
There are a lot of players in the greater Houston area. A lot of really good softball players. Love the fact that her mom played softball.
She takes a hack but can't find it and goes down on strikes. Something LSU has not done much of tonight.
Let's see what she's a victim of. Kind of a low rise ball. Moves on that outside corner.
That's only the second time LSU has struck out tonight.
I tell you, both pitchers have done an outstanding job.
A strike to Bergeron, who has a sacrifice fly and a ground out to second base.
As you say, an old school fashion fast pitch ball game. No 20-10 scores here. Well, game's not over yet.
Yeah. In the seventh, it'll be Dibley, Mundine, and Phillips. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the Cowgirls order. That's a strike, a good slant over the outside edge.
Got real curveball posture on that delivery.
There haven't been a lot of runners in scoring position for either team tonight. Bergeron hits it through on the left side. And slowly she's starting to find a groove offensively.
She is. The batting average is chipping away. It's a good effort over there from Reyna. I was wondering if she hurt herself. She was kind of slow. She was kind of awkward the way she fell and slow getting up. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Bergeron.
Well, this is Sierra Daniels scheduled to hit. And we've got a pinch runner at first. This is Savannah Bedell. A pair of pinch runners at second and first, Townsend and Bedell. And Daniel takes a strike. She has singled and grounded out. Are you partial to pinstripes?
I was a big Yankees fan.
McNeese has them tonight.
Tigers used to wear them.
Yeah.
I know baseball wears them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I hadn't seen the Tigers in pinstripes, though, for softball in forever.
I don't think you have to be matching with tops and bottoms with pinstripes if you want to go solid. Pinstripes on the jersey, and not necessarily pinstripe on the pants or vice versa.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that.
Too wild, huh? By the way, that 4-3 score is still in place in Houston. LSU leads by 1 run against the Ragin' Cajuns. That game has gone to the 7th inning, but a really good ball game
and if you
unfolding there.
Don't know it. There's 60 miles separating the two schools.
And I suspect the attendance tonight over there is 25,000.
Yeah, if it was tiddlywinks, it might be that.
There's a shot up the middle, grabbed by the second baseman, and she steps on the bag. The last base runner for the Cowgirls came on the RBI single with 2 outs in the top of the 1st inning.
And this has been a good game.
Since then, 16 retired consecutively by Kelly Lynch.
And the Tigers have been putting up some runs, but not in this game. They have out-hit the Cowgirls 7-1.
Dibley, Mundine, and Phillips are scheduled to hit. And Mundine got the only hit of the game with 2 outs in the first inning. She's on deck. Lynch had a 5-inning no-hitter last year against Bethune-Cookman. Tonight she's gone 5 1/3 without giving up a base hit or a base runner of any kind. Here's the 2-1. She misses, and by golly, you cannot walk the first batter.
Don't say it.
You just can't do it.
Don't say it. You keep putting it out there in the universe.
The 3-1 pitch. That burns the plate. She'll try to do it again. Dibley has 1 home run this year.
Ooh.
That's close, but off the mark.
And look at her, just look at the umpire. She just kind of just stands there. See where this pitch is.
It's slow.
Yeah, well, she wanted that call.
That's the first walk since Moreno opened the game with a base on balls. And it's the first base runner since 2 outs in the first.
And what is...
Riley Eister is going to run at first base for Dibley.
Is she going to pull Lynch? She is.
So that's going to be it for Kelly Lynch. She leaves with a 1-hitter to this point, and Berzon will come on and try to get her second save today. Lynch draws a partial standing ovation as she leaves, and we'll take a timeout and be right back. LSU 2, McNeese 1 in the 7th. Sydney Berzon was called upon in this type of situation in the first game today as LSU beat San Diego State. She picked up the save. She's called upon again to protect a 1-run lead in the 7th inning against the Cowgirls in relief of Kelly Lynch, who was terrific through 6+ innings. But she walked. Dibley did Lynch to open the 7th, and now it's Berzon.
Yep, you walk the leadoff hitter, you usually go back to the dugout.
Lynch, 6 innings, 1 hit allowed. 1 run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. The runner on first base is her responsibility, so she cannot lose the game. She could win it with Berzon collecting the save, but Lynch cannot lose it. The 1-1 pitch to Mundine. Chop to Gutierrez. Look at that play. Back to first. Oh, a terrific effort by Daniel just to keep that ball around first base.
Good thing Gutierrez is athletic and tall, because that was a base hit.
And then a heck of a play by Daniel to save a bad throw.
Yep,
This
she
is
just
Daniel.
smothered it.
And this is a really tough play by the second baseman to keep that ball right at her
Absolutely.
feet. And you saw Taylor Pleasance, we read her lips. She said, "My bad, I'm sorry,"
Yep.
on that throw.
Yep, you could have a runner at second base right there. So Daniel just saved potentially a disaster for the Tigers.
And Yvette, as a coach, you've got to appreciate that type of execution.
Do whatever you can to stop that ball.
And we've got a runner at first. Emily Phillips at the plate with 1 out.
Wow, that pitch was at 69 miles an hour.
Brooke Otto is the pinch runner. Otto. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillips watches that one ride high. Emily has 2 homers this year and 5 doubles, hitting .341 coming into the game. A pop up to the shortstop, a fly ball to the center fielder so far.
Berzon drops that changeup in there.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, 1 out, 1 on. Ground ball right side, just past the diving
Going at third.
Daniel.
Let's see.
And now runners at first and third.
Once again, McNeese Cowgirls refuse to give up.
Phillips was able to steer that one just out of the reach of Daniel. She did everything she could to get to it and comes up a few inches short.
Good job by Rudy not throwing that ball to third. Did the base runner kind of get in the way of that ball a little bit for Daniels? We've seen her make every play.
LSU wants to review leaving early.
So LSU is going to challenge about a premature start from first base. That's what I understood the umpire to say. They were going to look to see that if the runner left early. LSU is asking for that challenge.
I have a feeling that that's somebody's delegated responsibility in the dugout, looking for that. Let's see if she does. It's close.
Now this one I want to see a few times.
Yeah. And once again.
And is there another angle?
She is.
Looked like that anchor foot had not yet left the bag, but it soon did. This is very close. That umpire review room is just off the end of the LSU dugout on the first base side.
Oh, they're seeing this pretty quick, it looks like.
I don't know that there's enough evidence
I don't think
to
so
overturn.
either. I don't think so either.
We'll see.
It's close, but it's not enough, I don't believe.
And this is a very, very important decision.
Although we've seen some crazy stuff here.
We will get the announcement.
After video review, the runner on first base did not leave early.
It was very close.
This is a good angle.
Right there, that's the right call.
Is a cleat still on the bag? It appeared perhaps so. Now, you know, what we just saw was what I wanted the umpire to do 4 or 5 innings ago with all of that confusion we had for 9 minutes.
Well, the only thing is we didn't know what was going on, but the rule is in the rule book. But it was so strange not to see any call made.
Well, again, I didn't disagree with the call.
Right.
I disagreed with the lack of communication. Here's Briley Ford, pinch running.
First and third.
Is she out? Yes, she is. Bergeron lays it on the bag. Pleasance was waiting, and McNeese sent the runner from first base, and look at this throw by Bergeron. Gets up from her knees, uncorks it.
You know what?
Pleasance right there.
And Daniels sold it. She comes running across, pretends like she is going to cut the ball, which froze the runner at third. Exactly the way you practice it every day.
Terrific execution on the infield by the Tigers.
Both teams being very aggressive. Landreneau sending them, Beftarina deciding to get the out.
The freshman slings it across, and the Tigers hold on and win. Maddox McKee makes a terrific play to end the game. Drama in both games today for LSU.
How about the Tigers just finding different ways to win ball games?
But Maddox McKee made that play. That's a tough arm.